This is what makes a biker so excited.
I just want to take a second to take it in.
But then my navigation just said, nah, you're gonna do another one.
Hello! At least you get to see a little bit more
Of the Stelvio.
So this is actually the best view that I can give you. That was freaking awesome. It feels like coming home somehow. A very, very good morning to you. Day 7, Rocapitore. Now I know how to say it on the first take. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is going to be a very exciting day. The sun is shining. It's still a little bit chilly, so I do have my sweater underneath. But look at the road conditions and that view. I am very excited because today we have 8 passes crossing the Dolomites. And in these perfect conditions, yeah, you could not wish for the better thing here. I am really looking forward to it. I had a good night's sleep. The hotel is wonderful. Breakfast, the room has just been upgraded. So yeah, I have nothing to complain. This is a perfect holiday on a holiday. We're gonna forget yesterday, all the rain and everything else. We're gonna forget that. Even with rain, it wasn't too bad. However, this is gonna be a lovely day. Stay tuned, and yeah, I'm gonna show you the sights and show you the raid that we are going to do. Have I told you that I was excited already? Stay tuned. There's this one thing I definitely want to share with you. As you can see, there's a lot of cars in front of me. The reason for that being was that there was a caravan in front. I always tell people, if you go down the hill, go into a lower gear and let your engine just smooth it out. For the last 5 minutes, I've been smelling something like, if you would grind metal, that's the smell that I was smelling. And I was thinking, that's not my bike, isn't it? So I already started to doubt myself. But then the caravan stopped on the side and I saw him smell his tires. But the second I was past, that smell was gone. So yeah, if you use your brakes a lot, they will heat up, especially down the hill. So always make sure to check them if you use them heavy, and otherwise just always use your engine in order to slow down. That's master tip number 1. When you compare this ride to yesterday, because we did the exact same road, at least now you can take a little bit of chance. I don't have suitcases on the back, which makes me very much mobile. Don't get me wrong, it's okay to do, but just not really sportive if you want to push your bike to the limit, and especially if you want to twist some corners. This is absolutely fantastic, but you can still see all the water coming down. That's still from yesterday and all the rain that fell. It still has to come down from the mountain and all the way here. Like for example, yesterday I just completely missed that church when I actually drove around it. As you can see, the other biker were also making pictures of it. They are beautiful. The thing that I'm very happy about is standardization in Europe. Because if you look here, it says something Super 95, I could guess that, but Plombo on the machine and everything else. I'm just so happy that it says E5, then at least I know exactly that I'm doing the right thing. Because you would say green is everywhere green, but some countries have different colors for 95 as well. That view looks a whole lot better in sunshine, right? That's the top where we're going, as far as I can zoom in. And I can tell you that's pretty up high there. And now we have the view from the other side. So yesterday this was behind me, but now you can see it clear, a little bit more clear with the sunshine. It always looks better in sunshine. Now you can see it from the other side. That's the town of Cortina, down in the hill. That was the one, the town that was really busy with all the cars, and I couldn't figure out why. Maybe this is the reason. They're all here. Lovely. One thing that I can for sure say is that it's more windy in this valley. The wind immediately picked up. And it's also a lot colder. It just went from 15 to 9 degrees on this side of the mountain, just by going over the tip. I think in a few seconds I will close my helmet because this is very cold on the face. So yesterday I was very happy to go this way because there were so many angry clouds up there and it already started to drip. This side of the mountain on this pass actually really helped. It was still dry all the way up. So we are coming to the end of this one and we are heading to the next pass. So Pass Jiao is now finished. As we are heading to the next pass, definitely going before that bus. So welcome to the pass of Falzarego, and I hope I pronounced it well. This is our second pass for today. And yes, that's the valley that we came from. I have to say I had to close my helmet again, just because of the fact that it's getting so cold in the wind here. They really hit your face as soon as, and you need to keep your visibility. So don't let the sun fool you. The one thing I wanted to call out here is that there's actually a cable car going all the way to the top of that one mountain. It only has 2 carts and they in their exchange, but can you imagine the view up there? Must also be very expensive to go up. We're now currently at 2100 meters, but that looks like another 2 of 2100. Easily. What is this? This looks like it's ancient. Wow, a whole bunker even. From the First World War, 1914-1918. Wow. Must have been to protect this valley. Look at that view. Now we are getting our snow on top even. Just imagine that it's not really that warm here. That's why I always bring layers. And trust me, my ass is heated and my hands are heated at the moment. And the view of this entire valley. We're going all the way down there. Just saying. By doing this pass. And the nice thing is we'll come back here, I think, even this afternoon in order to complete the circle, because in order to do all the 8 passes I need to redo a couple, and I think this is one of the redos, but then from the other side. As you can see in the back, we are finishing
our third pass. This one was a little bit less, and the reason was there was a lot of maintenance going on. So we even have one traffic light that I stood in front of for 16 minutes. So I must have just missed it when I came up. But there were two others, very long ones as well. So I'm going to see if I can make the route a little bit different for the afternoon. For now, we're going to do the three major passes. So that's the three around one big mountain, or actually the mountains around one big one in the center. Because it's a circular, I can do three without going back a little bit odd. As I want to do everything, I have to come back for the fourth side, which will be at the end of the day. That will be one of the last passes of the day. So for now, we're in transit to our fourth pass already. So we're midway. It's still before 12, it's 11:21, so we're making good time. By the time that these three passes are done, we're heading for lunch to have a small bite to eat before we finish today. But as I say, conditions are perfect.
So we're now heading towards the Pisbo. It's the one of the higher mountains here, and we're going to circle it with 4 passes, but we're only going to do 3 to circle back in order to take the 4th one and back to the hotel, which is the Gardana pass, the Cella pass, but also the Poroy pass. In order to get back to town again, we'll have some lunch there, and then I have to see how we get back and hinge back in, as I don't want to do that traffic light that just made me wait like 16 minutes. But I'm sure we'll find something for it. I can tell that these are also great ski resorts because I see lifts everywhere, ski rental and that sort of stuff. The nice thing is, although sometimes I had to wait for it, the roads are actually pretty new. It looks like they're refreshing everything here. We're now at the beginning of the Gardana pass, which is the 4th pass of today. So that means that once we completed this one, we're midway. Here, look at that. There's snow on top, but there's also still water trembling down from the rain earlier. Really gives an amazing view from here. Look how massive it is. Probably on camera it doesn't look that big because I'm zooming out, but you really feel like insignificant standing next to this. You can really see the valley and the snow on the other sides of the mountain where we came from. But also, if you look at my TomTom screen right now, it's only hairpin pins for the upcoming 2 kilometers, just to get up very, very high immediately. But I'll show you in a second by the time that we get on the highest point. No skis required. Of course, I want to stop for a second in order to take some pictures. Find the sign, because I want a sign. Let me see where we can park. I think this you can see, right? On the other side of the hill. If it's not looking up, it's looking down already. And that's the way that we will go. Because I'm normally used to Switzerland and Austria, where on the top of the pass there's always a sign saying, hey, you reached the top. This is the name and this is the height. But this time I couldn't find it. I probably just didn't look good enough, knowing myself. But we're going to make our way down in order to head to the next pass on the other side of the mountain. So in 600 meters we're going left
and that's for our 5th pass already of the day, which is the Cella pass, which takes us on the west side of the mountain here. Welcome to the Cella pass. Some nice bikers to follow from Germany, which makes my life a little bit easier. And if they have the same tempo, then definitely also more fun. I do notice that every time when I don't get a hand back, and trust me, I'm not saying all of them, just a couple that maybe ruin it for the rest, but every time when I don't get a wave back and I look at the license plate, it's mostly Italian. I don't know if it's just not part of the culture here. Maybe somebody can comment on that down below. I think I see a picture. Nice. Now we just need to have a find parking. And also here you notice that there's a lot of cars. So here you can actually see both of the valleys. On the left, where we came from, on the right, the new one that we will descend in. I always admire people that can drive these passes in buses and trucks. You really need to be a skilled driver for that. Like, kudos. This is not easy to do. Definitely not if you're on a timetable as well. So deep respect. So we're now finishing our pass and going to the 6th one, the Poroy pass, which is on the south of that same mountain. Let me just see if I can get past this bus real quick, as we have been behind it the entire time. Magnificent driving on this part, by the way. I really have to say kudos. This is the last pass before we heading to lunch as well, down in the valley. Still need to look for something, but I'm sure something will be open as it's still lunchtime, a lunch hour. I really enjoyed that last pass. I have to say the twists and turns were very nice, very well maintained, and it just, also the curves were just, they were not level, they were like a little bit of an angle, which gave a little bit of a challenge too. So yeah, I like that one very much. I have to say, this one is a little bit of a climb, and I'm very happy that I was able to pass the cars that I was behind, because that makes it so much more fun if you have a little bit more speed. And the nice thing is, we found the sign, but also here the sign is completely wasted with stickers, as you can see. You can still see Passa Poroy, and that's about it. It always amazes me on how much shops and everything else you can find on the top. You always have some restaurants there, and they are sometimes a little bit more expensive, but not that much. Like here, bar restaurante would be perfect in order to have some lunch. Some restaurants here, bikes everywhere, which I love, instead of seeing cars everywhere, but yeah, you can't have everything, right? So we're now going to the other side of the hill. So we're probably gonna see the valley, and that's the valley that we're gonna have a break in as well. There are a lot of people going to the highest point over there, and a little church, it looks like. Here, yeah, this is the reason they go up. The view, wow. I think there's a lot of skiing going on here as well. Paulusmareizen, yeah, I think that one is a Dutch one. Has to be, right? Don't know if it's any relation to Piet for the Dutch viewers. This is the battle of the bus and a camper. Who's gonna win? Nobody knows. The bus won! Yay! But now he's stuck. Oh, lovely. So we came from there, we went all the way around this one, and now we came full circle again. So going up is hard enough already, right? And then if you go down with all this speed, look at the way that he's going. with no protection, he's going just as fast as me, which is about 50 kilometers an hour. All the way down the hill. Impressive. But this is the reward, right? By the time that you're up, you're done. But going down must be a big reward. Pumping with adrenaline at that point. Look at that. I hope I can give you an impression how beautiful it is, because if you haven't seen it, I can recommend it. It's my first time in the Dolomites, but I can definitely recommend it. The only one thing that I might say that is a little bit less is the traffic. It's so busy here. I started pretty early, so in the morning it was okay, but as soon as it hits 10, 11, it is busy. Okay, if you look down right now, it is steep. Very, very steep. Unbelievable. Let's see if we can make it. Look at that. It just goes like straight down. Yeah, my being afraid of heights doesn't help here at all. Sometimes I just need to keep my eyes focused on the road, because otherwise it goes bad. But look, 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 look. I'll disable the horizontal lock just to see how curvy this road is. And this is nothing fancy smancy, but just this is the reason why your tires are always a little bit more curved when you do hills versus when you just drive in a straight line and they become flat. When in Italy, do as the Italians, right? So I had a nice green salad and a spaghetti carbonara. Now we're gonna go for the second half of our trip, which is 2 last passes, 1 redo in order to get to the other one. That makes a total of 8. Then we have done all the 8 ones here in the neighborhood. Lovely, by the way. It's been an exciting day, and time-wise it could not have been planned better, because I'll probably come back around 4:30, which is perfect for a day like this. It's very intense because you go faster and everything else, so always keep in mind that distance, especially when going over the mountains, is not everything. Also check the time as well that it takes in order for you to get over a mountain. Really freaky deaky. Because of the tunnel, you can't really see how fast the curve is, so it's really, really freaky deaky. As you can see, we're coming close to the highest point of this pass again. You already seen this from this morning as we came up the other side. When we picked this pass. We're now going to take a left. Let's hope that we don't have to wait 16 minutes again in front of the traffic light. That we have a little bit better luck right now. But let's see how that one goes. So I think it's a good thing that we saw a couple of cars come by already, because that means that this is at least shorter than 16 minutes. But as you can see, the line is still very, very long. I cannot show individuals that much online, but this morning when I was standing here, of course I had my camera on and everything else, and everybody was just eyeballing it. Every car that came past, like, oh, what the fuck is that? Was kind of funny. So the wait eventually turned out to be 8 minutes, so it was a little bit less bad. Still not good, I would say. So this mountaintop you recognize probably. We saw that this morning as we were doing the northwest and south pass of this mountain. The one that we didn't do because we had to go for lunch was the east side, which is the Campolongo Pass, and that's the one that we're currently doing. I'm not really sad about it because it's a nice pass to do and not a really long one, but it also gives us a chance to do the south one again and then take the pass that goes immediately towards the hotel that I'm staying at. So planning wise, it couldn't have been better. Just like the other ones, this one is immediately zigzagging up. Already saw a couple of Porsches in high speed, which means that they can probably manage it very, very well. Now we have the sign again. But we're already way over midway point. This one does not have the best views. It was very relaxed driving. This pass would be perfect if you just want to test out your pass skills without actually making too much height. Although I have to admit, this is kind of a view. And that's the end of the pass. It was really lovely to just look down as you enter the valley from the hill. We're now going to Passo Poroy, that we did earlier as well. Let's hope the traffic isn't too crazy, as this one was kind of fun. Absolutely gorgeous. Or as a German friend would say, gorgeous. Wow, lovely. A random lake in the Dolomites. So we're now riding to the final pass of the day, which is Passo Fedaya. For a pass that isn't too long or too high. The view is absolutely amazing. You see the entire back end from this mountain here. We are coming close to the highest mark on this pass. And again, a lot of cars and a lot of everything. I was wondering what they're doing. But here, again, the whole sign has been taped off, or stickered off, I should say. Look at this dam. Wow. That is quite something, right? This is also the 8th pass, so you can imagine we started this morning at 9. I had like half an hour to eat as a lunch break, and it's now almost 4, so you can imagine that it was a long day. But very much worth it. I would almost say that this, so far, this today, would probably be the best day, I would assume. I would think. And now we're going steep down, as you can see right here. And that's a wrap. I honestly can say that from all the days, today really was the most favorite day. I love the Dolomites. The weather was great, the road conditions were good, the sights on top of the mountains breathtaking. The only thing is there are so many cars everywhere, but that's probably because it's so lovely here. I'm almost coming up to my hotel, so this is for me the last one here in the Dolomites. We still have about 2 passes to get out of the region, but we will move towards Switzerland to a pass that probably a lot of people have in the top 3, which is the Stelvio Pass. The Stelvio Pass is one of the best passes I've ridden, and I only did the south side of it a couple of years back, not the north one. And I'm really looking forward to it. We get to do it multiple times because my hotel is right on the pass. There was some snowfall yesterday. I looked on the webcam and like half of it was white. I do hope that it just heats up a little bit and then everything will be good again. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe down this video. It really supports my channel, and maybe then it gets recommended to somebody that also might be interested. Thank you for watching, and at all, stay safe everyone. Look at that. The entire valley is filled with it. Gives a completely different view, right? No idea why, but that lady started to speak German to me, which I love because my Italian is non-existing. I can now say ciao and bellissima and yeah, some nasty words. However, I was happy that she could do some German. We just went over it and look at that view. Oh, hell, yes, yeah, that will get a smile on my face. Look at that.